All right. Moving on to another comic review. This comic was sent to by my friend Chris. Thank you once again, bro. And we're going to be talking about Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars Battleworld, or we're just going to call it Secret Wars Battleworld. This is one of those lost tales kind of comics where it's writers coming back to classic comics and writing like lost stories in that era. And today we're going to be talking about like classic Secret Wars. Like this is set during the original first Secret Wars. This was written by Tom DeFalco with artwork by Pat Olife, hope I'm saying that name right, and colors by John Calise. So basically, this comic doesn't do anything special, but it's fun, and that's what I love about these lost tales stories, is that these comics don't really need to be like any like big or special or anything. They're just fun. Like they're just fun to go back to these eras and read little lost stories to them. So yeah. So this one, Secret Wars Battleworld, is set towards the end of the story itself, where Peter, literally they tell you where it is, where Peter is like, everyone's in Doom's base after beating him, and Reed is like trying to figure out a way to go home, and Peter goes, "I'll just go get myself a snack," and this is what happens. He gets lost in between. Yeah. So what happened? Because no one asked that. That's such a weird place to put this story. Honestly, it's such a weird place to put. Like we're at almost the end, and it's just Peter went off to get a snack. Like it's not a lost story set in that era. But yeah. So Peter is being observed by two beings who are possibly also of the Beyonders race, who are studying him and the symbiote costume and the symbiote he's wearing. And on top of that, they also like do all these experiments where they like throw Peter into different places of Battleworld, and also have him work alongside Johnny Storm. And on top of that, they also throw in characters that weren't part of the original tale, and they were part of the toy line. Because remember, Secret Wars was meant to sell toys. You got to remember that it was originally meant to sell a toy line under, I believe, Hasbro, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so the other characters that show up during this little storyline, on the villain side, it is Absorbing Man who's been here, but also Hobgoblin, Baron Zemo, Electro, and Constrictor, who were all part of the toy line but never got to be in the comic. And then on the other side, you have Daredevil, Falcon, Iceman, and I think that's it on the hero side. Yeah. So it's an even keel 5-on-5 in this matchup. The story, here's the thing, is that a lot of the writing feels like classic Marvel writing. Like, you could easily see this dialogue from the original Secret Wars. Sometimes, I feel like the only writer who's kind of evolved as a writer, because when a lot of these classic writers come back to write these characters, some of them, some not all, feel like they haven't really they've just kind of stuck in that era. It's not like with Peter David or Chris Claremont or a few other writers who you could see their writing style fit for the times. Here it's like, yeah, Tom DeFalco never left Secret Wars, which I think works, but also it's I forgot how overly dialogue heavy and exposition-y DeFalco's writing could be. So this was kind of a reminder of that. It was very much it was a big reminder. I was like, oh yeah, I remember why it took so long to get through the original Secret Wars, because he's very wordy. But I will say DeFalco does keep things fun, because this is a 4-issue miniseries. And if you're probably also wondering why I'm kind of burning through so many comics, because I'm kind of reading through smaller ones first, so I can get these reviews out faster. You know, don't get me wrong, I love reading these. I absolutely love reading them. And yeah, I usually pick the small ones because I can get these reviews out faster, and also take in all of it and then proceed to move on to the next comic. So yeah. Anyway. But yeah, the story also does play with the whole Venom symbiote thing, in a pretty cool way. I will say how it ends is kind of funny because it's just like also the two beyond the two other cosmic beings when they scan the characters, it's exactly like the little shield you would get with the Secret Wars figures if you ever collected those. Yeah. It's a fun story. That's like all I can really say. There's nothing really like life changing about the. That's the big thing with these comics is that there's nothing really life changing or some kind of massive thing you missed. I will say though that one of the comics Chris just sent me, one of them called Shadow of the Spider-Man: Shadow of the Green Goblin, actually deals with a lost plot line from the during J.M. DeMatteis's run. So that's going to be a some of these actually do like help writers finish lost plot points. So Shadow of the Green Goblin is going to be an interesting one because it was a lost plot line, so he got to wrap it up. So I appreciate that. Anyway, getting back to this, if you enjoyed Secret Wars, or love these lost stories in general, yeah, why not add it to your collection? It's a fun story, and to see like these kind of like cadre of villains who are just to promote like these cadre of villains you don't get to see work together is pretty fun. So yeah, I recommend it. Anyway, Chris, thank you once again for the book, and you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read this book. Comment below, let me know what you thought of it. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.